Meanwhile, Russia and China holding the largest military drills this week and the largest in 30 years. The war games included 90,000 troops, 400 warships, 120 planes and helicopters. This comes as the U.S., UK, France, and Germany sanction Iran for supplying missiles to Russia, but they're doing it anyway. Retired four-star general, Fox News senior strategic analyst, General Jack Keane. General, first off, your reaction to the war games. What's your takeaway?
Well, that's a dramatically large war game, to say the least, given the amount of ships involved, Arctic and Pacific Oceans, Mediterranean, Baltic Sea, and the Caspian Sea, all involved in that exercise. Listen, so our audience understands the most significant geopolitical change in the world in the last 3 or 4 years is the cooperation of China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. The degree that they cooperate and collaborate together and coordinate together, and you can see this happening here. It creates a dangerous situation globally. Why is that? Because if China started a war in the Indo-Pacific region over the South China Sea or Taiwan, it's likely that Russia would do much the same because they know the United States could not handle two, and we would find ourselves in a global conflict. That is the danger that is out there. I was on a congressional commission for 20 months, and that was the major conclusion that we made in terms of the seriousness and the danger that's facing the United States and our allies going forward.
Yeah, even though Russia would certainly be the junior partner by a lot. A joint statement. Now let's talk about Iran. We know they're supplying ballistic missiles directly to Russia to continue that war. And this is our joint statement back to them as we decide to sanction them. This is a further escalation of Iran's military support to Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine. We will be taking immediate steps to cancel bilateral air service agreements with Iran. Does that matter?
Not much. I mean, this is mostly symbolism. I think what's really happening, that's a good thing, as a result of this is about 200 missiles, ballistic missiles, short range, 75 miles. It's not thousands of missiles. It's a couple of hundred and likely more to follow. In of itself, it's not military decisive. But the good news here is the Brits have already made a decision, they haven't publicly announced it, that they are going to remove the restrictions on Ukraine using their Storm Shadow cruise missiles. And it looks like the United States is moving in the same direction to remove the restrictions imposed on the ATACMS. That will make a big difference for the Ukrainians being able to fire at military bases, Russian military bases inside of Russia, which is most people would think is self-evident and is something that should take place, but those restrictions have really harmed the Ukrainians.
So already, Russia has expelled the UK diplomat. The headline is UK diplomats as Putin warns of Ukraine's decision on the Western weapons used by Ukraine. And they say that if we release the restrictions, he considers us at war with NATO. What do you think of Vladimir Putin's rhetoric?
Well, I think his rhetoric has been pretty consistent for 2 years. He's been threatening escalation, but it has never happened. When we provided one more advanced weapon after another, and this time when we moved restrictions, nothing has happened consequentially as a result of it. Putin's got his hands full here. You know, he's got the Ukrainian military inside his territory, and he's making some progress with his major counteroffensive, but it's not making the kind of exploitation progress he wanted to take significant amount of territory back. So there are real issues for him on his side as well. And now, for the first time ever, he's waving the flag that he may be willing to talk. We'll see if that becomes a reality or not.
And this would be a big consequence of the election because President Trump wants to get all sides together and stop it immediately. General Jack Keane, thanks so much.